What's up, guys? How are you? I'm doing great. I haven't been on here in a few days. It feels foreign to sit in front of the camera, but I'm here. And I like to stay gone just long enough for my haters to think that I fell off. It gets me just tickled inside thinking about how they got excited. But I'm still standing better than I ever did. There's two things that I will never stop doing. I'll never give up, and I'll never shut my mouth. And you want to know why? Because there's too many people out there that want me to, and I just can't. I can't give them what they want. I love my haters though. I love them. I love them. I need you guys. You don't know how much good you have done for me. How much you have elevated me by keeping my name in your mouth. You know that spell work. You're lifting me up. You're putting me in the ear of people that could help me. You're making people curious. People are naturally curious, and not everyone that hears bad things about me will believe it. I've had several people that cheer me on that I would never shout out because I don't want to blow. I don't want to blow their cover. I don't want to make things unnecessarily hard on them for having helped me when the people that they're associated with or even great friends with have told them to do the opposite. I would never, ever do that to them because they are precious gems. I don't expect that from anybody, but trust me, when it has come to me, I know what a gift it is, and I will hold it near and dear for the rest of my days because God saw what you did. God saw what they did. Everybody has choices, and it's what you choose to do that makes the difference. He sees everything. He's inside all of us. You can't hide anything from him. That's how, when I was little, I used to think, if I pray, like, God's not going to hear it because he's got all of these people to watch out for, and there's people going through way worse things than me. Why am I going to be, heard? How am I going to be heard? Well, God is everywhere. And as a kid, I was like, yeah, well, he must have lots of helpers because he can't be everywhere all at once, but he is. Now that I have grown up to awaken spiritually, and I know that he is individually in each side, each one of us, that there is no way that he doesn't hear everything, see everything, and know what's in every single one of your hearts because we are all part of him. We are all little pieces broken off of him. That's why we are out here experiencing things, not for us, for him. We're gathering information. We are gathering experiences. We are going through all of these things so that we can report back to him through our consciousness. He knows everything. He can see everything just as we're seeing it. We're never out here just untethered to him. We are not. Excuse me. Um, no throat chakra blockages. Thank you. Um, yeah, we are not out here just on a whim. We are out here on assignment, and you can go rogue. You have your free will to do that. You can, with your free will, choose to do things that will harm your aura, put holes in your aura, allow many demonic entities to be able to occupy you. You can become an NPC that's just out here being a zombie to whatever the devil wants you to do as his agent, and you're just doing it, doing it, have zero personality of your own, have zero free will of your own. This is how people become murderers. And this is how people come out here and be abusers because we all have God inside of us. And that's not what God sent you to do. You weren't rogue when you did that. So that's how you know there's lots of people out here completely forgetting their mission, completely letting their traumas and the suffering that they've been through put them on a path that's not healthy for them. They're covering up all of that pain instead of dealing with it. And in turn, it puts them in a position to where they are susceptible to things taking over. their mind, taking over their body, taking over their heart, making them feel like it's no use. It's no use to fight the good fight because it does no good. I'm not making any progress. I'm not gaining any traction, but that's because you have to try. It's really hard. I'll say it a million times. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it, but it is so hard to face yourself. It's so hard to separate yourself, to isolate yourself. But in the end, you're elevating yourself because you are breaking those chains that bind you, the chains that were put there by the devil to keep you where he wants you and to keep you from elevating and to keep you from remembering who you are and why you're here and how infinitely powerful divine being you are. The powers that were, I'm not going to say be ever again, and if I can help it, the powers that were do not want you to know that. They want to dumb you down. They want to put you in a box. They want to keep you beat up and in turn beat yourself up and never ever know your true power, never ever know your true purpose and the source in which we are all connected to. You just have to remember and step back into that power. Get out of your own way, get others out of your way, get the devil out of your way so that you don't stay stuck. That's what it's all about, staying stuck. That's what, when I listen to these podcasts, it really gets me going about the soul traps. I've heard so many people say it's a trap, reincarnation is a trap. It's not a trap. And the reason I know that is because I've made traction. I have seen how hard it is to fight the good fight. I've seen how hard it is to face yourself and do your shadow work and to isolate and to learn how to live again without all of the things that you put labels on and that you identified yourself with and thought that that's all that you were. And when all of those things get taken away, guess what? You don't die. You don't have to self-delete. You don't have to do what all of those things being ripped away were intending to lead you to do. You don't have to do that. That's your choice. But it requires hard work. And I don't care what people say. I don't care what people say because spiritual awakening is so far away from where society stands now that if you go out there and you start talking about what you know to be true now as this new version of you without all of those things that you previously identified with, people are going to call you crazy. And God is going to send you strangers to help because your support system is not going to be the ones who were standing by your side and said that they loved you, because more than likely those people were contributing to all of the things being taken away from you. That's how the devil works. The ones closest to you that know your next moves, the ones that you cry on their shoulders, the ones that you go to for advice, the ones that you tell everything to or that you give a million chances to because you've known them 20 years. So why would I not trust this person? They've always been there for me. But that's how the information gets out there that makes you a target. That's how they know how to strike you because they know you better than anybody else. They've been there the whole time, but you didn't know that they didn't want what was best for you. Just because they're there and they're filling a seat and they're keeping it warm and they're taking up space so that you don't bring somebody else in that you can actually trust, that you can actually raise your vibrations to meet the level of frequency of someone that is actually going to be good to you. They're keeping that seat warm so that you don't bring anybody else in. They want that seat so that they can find out the things that they need to know to feed the devil. So that's going to be the people that surround you more than likely when you go through these things. And I'm not saying everybody, but in my situation, I've learned that I just wait on God to send me help because I will walk by you like I have never seen you in my life if you've been in my life and you have shown yourself. And that's a lot about what I wanted to talk about today. I've been inspired by a few things since we have spoken last, and I always get inspired by Kevin Gates, and this is why I'll probably never meet him, because I don't ever want to know. I don't ever want the facade to crumble, because I know all of these things that inspire me that he says. I know he's worked really hard to get there, but I'm not sure that we're on the same page, like morally. I know that brother has a lot of women out here turning Muslim for him, and that's powerful. He definitely walks in his power, and he definitely speaks truth. But as far as how he lives his life, I don't know what he does behind closed doors. I know that some of his lyrics are not aligned with my truth, so maybe the old version of me, but not who I am now. I barely listen to any rap music, and I think there's only like one or two songs of his that I still will play. But I've listened to so many of his interviews that he still pops up on my feed. So it inspires me. And I don't turn away from anything that inspires me, because there's no accidents, there's no coincidences. If I saw what I saw, it was teaching me something. It was showing me something. It was putting something on my radar. It was inspiring me to create a message, a way to teach people in one way or another. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to surprise and delight, like it or not. Um, but the one thing that I saw most recently was how he said energy doesn't lie. Language is primitive. Somebody will talk good to you and trick your mind. And he says, suspect evil in no one until you see it. Once see it, forget it not. Once an enemy can never be a friend. And he says, when someone paints you a picture, don't let them paint you another picture. So basically, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't keep giving them a million chances, because you've known them for so long. I had what I thought would have been a lifelong friend who had an affair with my ex-husband. And my son kept telling me over and over and over that Daddy kissed this woman on the couch when I was at work, and that she was my friend. That's your friend, Mommy. That's your friend. And I'm like, no. I'm thinking because she's taught him that she's his friend, and he thinks anybody that's his friend is my friend. And I thought that it was that, and I was like, no, it's not it's maybe your friend, but it's not my friend. But actually, it was my friend. The whole entire time, it was my friend. It was my friend. So don't let anyone paint you another picture. If you have been painted a picture, even if it's by a 3-year-old, take that at face value, but keep it simple. Like that saying goes, keep it simple, stupid. And I'm not calling anybody stupid, but I hear this all the time, like as far as memories go, thinking back on that acronym and how just keep it simple. Don't make something really complicated. Don't call anybody stupid. I don't know why. We'll just, the KIS, we'll drop the stupid off, but keep it simple. Don't overthink things. It is what it is. What God showed you, or what these people showed you, believe it the first time. Don't try to pick it apart. The only thing that you should try and pick apart and unpack is your shadow work, your traumas, the things that you've done to other people, the things that people have done to you, making peace with that, healing yourself from it, reconciling it. You don't need years of therapy. I'm here to tell you, I've been in counseling a handful of times. I've gone to school for psychology. I've worked in a psych hospital. I have had so many people tell me things that was very hard for them to tell. I make it very easy just with my demeanor. People know that I'm a good listener and that I have a big heart and that I will help you with whatever I can. I can't fix it for you, but I will give you the best information that I can with the knowledge that I have to help you know at least where to take the next step. Just one step, just so that you have forward movement, so that you don't stay stuck in that place. I have always done that, and people know that, and sometimes even strangers know that about me because of my light. I am no longer trying to play myself small. I will never Like everything that I was scared of losing has already been taken from me. So that's the one freedom, that's the freedom that I have sitting here before you now, is that I don't care about what people think. I can't talk about court because they don't want me to talk about court. And there's reason for that. But I can talk about my spirituality and who I am, who I have always been. But I either dumbed myself down. I was scared of my spiritual gifts, so I didn't share them. I tried to shut them out. Or I was using things like alcohol or weed, um, or sex, it's almost been 6 years, guys. 6 years that I've used things to put a band aid on my traumas and not deal with them. And then it dilutes you when you put holes in your aura by doing things, putting substances in your body, by running away from who you are authentically, by running away from healing and loving yourself and loving others. Just the love is why you're running away from the I am, the powerful, authentic version of you, your higher self, that's just waiting. That's just waiting to lead you into your divine purpose. You're running away from all of those things when you do that. And I did that for so long. And then when I started talking about it, because I went through traumatic events where slapped me in the face, and I could no longer run from any of those things. I couldn't run from who these people were in my life that were saying that they loved me, but they obviously were not. I couldn't run from those things anymore. I had to wake the fuck up. God was like, Carrie, it's time. And I am so glad, because being a snitch is very much in style for me these days, and I will never stop blowing the whistle. I want the best for these people, but the truth will set us all free. And even if somebody getting in trouble or having to face themselves or facing consequences or be accountable, like I've had to be many times when I've done things wrong in the past, that will still set you free. It will put you on a course correction that you can't deny that what you did was wrong. You can't deny that you need to fix some things. You need to change some things. You need to wake up to some things. It will set us all free. And you know how it will set me free. I don't have to go into that. But in God's divine timing, it's not for me to say. I just keep doing what I'm doing in the meantime. And I hope everyone has enjoyed the full moon and the eclipse, but it's been a lot of crazy energy out there, which is a big part of why I don't want to be around people right now. I'll go and do things. I'm not in hiding or hermit mode by any means, but when we go through two major cycles back to back, I don't want to be out there. I don't want to be out there with the chaos and how people are, just doing stuff. People just be doing stuff. I don't want any part of that. But yeah, you have to just know. You have to know when people show you who they are, and then don't shut up about it. I mean, you don't have to tell those people, but if it helps you to get it off your chest, if it's part of your shadow work, free yourself of that. Free yourself. I saw something the other day. I don't remember where I saw it, but I think it was a short or a reel, and I would give this guy credit, but it's still sticking with me. How he said that you might think that you're free now because you're out of a situation, and you prayed to be freed from that, and like the chains that were binding you to that situation and in that cycle that you were stuck in, that you freed yourself from it. You finally said no, and you woke up to the trauma, the toxicity, and you were like, no more. That you might have thought, like, I'm finally free. But this guy said, you were free the day that you were born. You're just now showing them the proof. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is really, really in the pudding. It will exude from you. It's more than just saying words. You're walking in that authenticity. It's coming out of your pores. You can repeat it all you want, but I don't care how verbatim you are. If you're not walking in that authenticity, then there's no proof in your pudding except for that you're toxic. And once you know better, you're going to do better. I want that for all of you. So Even if the truth, sets you free in a not so good way in this very moment, it still is a good thing for you. And if you are the one that is being the whistleblower of said truth that happened to you, which I want you all to be, because don't be scared. You have to walk in that freaking room like God sent you, because He did. If you were born free and those chains are already not binding you, you're just showing the proof. You're just walking in your purpose. You are showing everyone the proof is in your pudding, because you are a walking, talking example of it. And if they're real, they're going to recognize you as real, always. So you won't have to pretend or put on a show or run around and gossip and try to do damage control. You just are what you are. You don't have to say anything. I did see another thing that said, what is it? Said, it's that, oh my gosh, did I write it down? Yes, I did. Gossip not refuted becomes fact. Oh, and the definition of this, because there is a term for this, the illusory truth effect. Repeated exposure to a false statement can make it seem more credible. The repetition there that these manipulators will use is what gets your mind caught up. So if they repeat something over and over and over, then the ones that use this, they know that about it. That's why they're doing it. That as long as you keep repeating it, then they'll think, well, it has to be true. And that if someone doesn't refute it immediately, then it makes people think that it is true. But see, that's where I don't care anymore. I tried that. I tried to get out in front of things. I tried to be completely honest about all of the things that I've done that were not good, but that the things that people were saying about me were absolutely not true. And I was not going to own those things, because there's a smear campaign going on. I tried to say that so many times, and I just got so tired of it. I was like, I'm going to let my example lead the way. My character will speak for itself. I'm not going to wear myself out trying to go around and refute these things. That's on them. If they took more time to listen to all of that repetition and all of those slanderous things, that's on them. That's on you, because now that you showed me that that's what you were willing to do, let them. If you let them do what they want to do, they'll show you what they want to do. Then you know who they really are. That's what they would rather be doing. They could care less about your side. They would much rather go with the salacious, malicious things that are being said, and go let the repetition work on their psyche to where they're letting that lead them. And that's on them. That's not on you. What's on you is focusing on yourself, focusing on speaking your truth. You don't have to go out here and do what those people are doing to you. That's how you're different. That's what sets you apart. God sets you apart by putting you on these missions so that you can go out there and you can speak your truth and you stand in your power. You take your power back by not arguing with them, by not rolling around in the mud, by not slinging mud back. That's not, I spoke my truth. I will still stand in that to this very day until the day that I die. That is what I was here to do. I am immovable. I am immovable because I know that what I said and what I did was the absolute truth. And I would never go out here playing those games that other people play. That's what sets me apart. And I could care less if you believe what they said, if you have investigated me based on false complaints and reports. If you didn't try to go out here and get to know me and see the other side for yourself and know that I am not that person, then that's on you. Then that shows where you fell short. Has nothing to do with me. That's none of my business. It's none of my business. I'm just focusing on me and trying to help others and to detach from the things that were weaponized against me until God realigns me with those things, if He so chooses. That's what I'm here to do. And it reminds me of this series, this limited series that's on Netflix right now called Zero Day with Robert De Niro. It's very good, and I won't spoil it for you, but they use a lot of psychological warfare on him. The Where is Bambi? Or Who Killed Bambi? That's what it is, a Sex Pistols song that they keep repeating over and over. Who killed Bambi? And they had said a lot of this group that was up to no good. I'll say that. We're using psychological warfare on him and using songs and sounds and things to manipulate his brain and his thought process, because he was very much a whistleblower. He was no nonsense. He didn't care to expose people. He wasn't scared of it. He walked in that room like God sent him. And when he started to unravel it, and he started to even call out they figured out the psychological warfare, that the government tactics had been back in the day, and that they had re-implemented these things on him to throw him off of the trail of said bad guys. And he realized that, and so he isolated himself so that these things wouldn't affect him, that they wouldn't have the desired outcome that this group had intended. And things started becoming much clearer. He was elevating after that isolation. And they were even using CB radios to fly under the radar. They were doing a lot of things technologically out in public, but trying to hide it. And their communication was done on CB radios. But when they started being figured out, for one, I've seen this happen around me. Once they get on the trail of someone that is with a group, they will cut that person off. They will cut their ties. You are out there on their own. They'll cut you loose if they start getting on your trail, because they don't want that trail to lead back to the whole group. So they will cut that person off. And once they realize it, then they'll try to go out and start flipping the script and telling on these other people, but they're going to try to make them look crazy too. If they're going to do it to somebody that they don't care about, for sure, they're definitely going to do it to you when they cut you loose, and you will be cut loose if they think that you are going to lead them back to the group. But one person from the group, when this started happening and the chaos started to ensue, they said, well, we had to do this because it keeps us in control. And this girl said, we were never in control. And that was my favorite part of the whole limited series, because that's how God works. The only thing you have control over is yourself. You're not controlling anything else. And everything, he sees everything, every single thing. He knows you better than you know yourself, because he is sitting there with you. He's inside of you. He sees everything that you're doing, everything that you're thinking, everything that your heart desires. It's all knowing, and anything that you think you're in control of that's outside of yourself is an illusion. Control is illusion. Change is the only constant. And as soon as you think you're in control, that's where you've lost it. That's where you've lost all control, because there's no such thing. He's in control. So you go out here trying to hurt endless amounts of people to damage control. Go watch that show. It will show you that you were never in control all along, eventually. But it will take God turning up the temperature on that boiling pot you didn't know you were in, slowly, 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 until you're cooked. You didn't even know you're in the pot. And then when you're cooked, it's too late to do anything about it. Only then will you realize that you weren't in any kind of control. No control. So, yeah, people will try all kinds of things, but even being completely transparent and telling people about who you are, what you've done, the things that you learned from it. Don't be like me, or do be like me. After I realized that the cup I had been drinking out of for years, which is my family and friends, was complete piss. Then I'm telling you about that too. I'm just trying to help you. Take it or leave it. But when people say things to you like, hold on, I have a list. These are all people, and that's another thing. I rarely get on Facebook, but sometimes when I do, before I make it to the reels, because that's really what I'm going on there for, is the stories or reels or whatever they call them on Facebook. Um, Before I get to that, it will pass by, like, your suggested friends, and then I will see various people that I used to be friends with that have deleted me, and it'll be like suggesting me to add them back, which I never will. But thank you for that. Thank you for putting yourself out there because anyone that has cut me off, I don't care about Facebook friends at all, but anyone that has turned their back on me during the most difficult time of my entire life, thank you so much for putting yourself out there first, for just letting me know that when I see you in the store, I don't have to be like, hey, I'll just walk past you like we never knew each other. Cool, cool. So I so appreciate that as well. That's a blessing. That's something that is not a mistake that I see, because I still run into people and I will never be like, oh, how are you? No, it's not even that we used to know each other. It's like we never knew each other at all. But let's see what has been said to me. People that I have loved, respected, known for years, these are family and good friends, have said. Um, see, my uncle said, I can get you taken out of here in handcuffs at any time, when I had not done anything wrong. Not one thing wrong, to my knowledge, nothing that was true. And this is when everything really started. But a friend said, it's sad to see you like this, when I called them out on their bullshit. Or nowhere to go but up when you hit rock bottom, even though I didn't think I was at rock bottom. Everything had been taken away from me. I had done nothing to make that happen. Other people did things to make that happen, but they were calling me sad. It was the gaslighting, that you were at rock bottom. It's sad to see you like this, like I had done something to make that happen. Um, I'm not your enemy, but I'm about to be someone that I went to many times for help, that I knew the truth. Um, my best friend in the entire world said that they looked all over for my obituary, that they were expecting me to be dead when I had isolated myself. Not, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had listened to you, or, anything. They looked for my obituary. They very much expected me and probably hoped that I had given up on myself. And then the couple, this brings me to a dream that I had, because something comes up ever so often in my dreams, and my dreams can be prophetic, but prophetic for me, not in a way that I'm saying, oh, I'm a prophet, that I'm going to go out here and share it with everyone. No, it's for me. It's information for me. It reveals things, or it shows me things that have yet to come, but they will, like they do. I have had them confirmed many times, of things that are revealed to me in my dreams, as far as enemies, or things that will happen to strangers around me. Recently, I had something happen that was confirmed to me, that I didn't even know this person. I just knew the car that I had seen in my dream, and that this person was in that car. And then something happened to them moments later that confirmed that my dream was true. And I was like, whoa. That was probably one of the things that shook me the most. But I have appreciated, the things that have been revealed. Some things were confirmation of things that I already knew, but a lot of things, my dreams are very powerful. But I had a dream the other night about this detective that is from the small town where I went to high school. Well, that's where he works. He works for the small town, and I used to see him at my last job all the time, and I liked seeing him. I think he's a cool person. I like talking to him. That's the thing about some cops, like a few cops anyway. I think they're very serious, and they don't want people to let their guard down around people, because they might think that this is my conclusion, is that they might think that they're easygoing and that they can be gotten over on. So they keep up this, very serious demeanor, and they don't joke around a lot. It's very like an ironclad shell that they have built up around them. And I mean, I don't let that bother me. I don't have anything to hide, so I'm not trying to get over on anybody. I try to make everybody feel comfortable around me and be myself. And that's all I did around this person. And I think I even asked them like what they did for the city of Red Bank, and they never told me detective, but I knew that they were a detective, a criminal detective. And the couple that I stayed with for about 3 weeks after my son was taken, that very much pulled the bait and switch, siphoned gas out of my gas tank and filled it with God knows what, threw a gun in my hand, showed me all kinds of CBD that they owned, even putting it in my face, trying to get me to smell it. I mean, they had oil, they had joints, they had gummies. And this is an older couple. And would loan me money for 2 different lawyers. But the moment that I told them that I thought somebody was trying to get me arrested, they were like, oh, we can't bail you out. If that happens, we can't bail you out. We'll loan you thousands of dollars to get lawyers so that you're indebted to us. But if you get arrested, nope, I'm stepping away. But then threw the gun in my hands and all this other stuff. So the day after I realized that they had siphoned gas, and my car was on the verge of breaking down until a mechanic confirmed what had happened and helped me with getting a gas treatment in my car, and I made it back. They were trying to take pictures of me, and then I heard the guy in the other room talking to someone about, oh, I'd like to know where all the bodies are buried, and I was like, oh my gosh. So this is why they were gonna step away from trying to bail me out, because they're trying to hurt me too. These people that are acting like they want to hurt me or help me are actually trying to be part of my demise. And they were in the city that this person is a detective from. And I know that they had reported me for something. I still don't know what. I don't even care what. I just got the hell out of there. And I know I did in the nick of time, because whoever they were trying to send a picture to had to have my picture that day, which was probably this person. They were in my dream the other day. And that's what gets me about these dreams is these people that are my enemies, they'll be in my dream in a very pleasant way, like a very, sometimes even a romantic way. They'll be super nice, but I always know that if they're in my dreams, they're being revealed as something that's not always good. I have rarely had a dream about someone that was being good to me in my dream that actually meant well for me in real life. And that is so disappointing. It was disappointing from the jump just because they couldn't tell me exactly what they did for their job when I knew already. But just disappointing to have that confirmation pop up in my dreams, because I want to see the best in people, but that's what got me where my life took a very significant turn, is because I was too trusting. I was too loving. I had on rose colored glasses. And I don't want you guys to do that to, I know that if there's a red flag, I want you to believe it the first time. If somebody paints you a picture, don't let them paint you another picture. If they've shown you who they are, believe them the first time. I have one or more of the Clairs, which I'm not playing myself small anymore, and I'm not scared of what anyone has to say about me or what they have think about me, call me crazy. So many people have called me crazy. I have passed a psych evaluation with flying colors, and I can talk about that because it didn't happen in court. Happened in one court, but not the other court. But I will not go into detail about it, but I don't have anything to prove to anyone, but I am clairsentient and I am claircognizant. And clairsentient just really means that you're an empath, that you can feel other people's feelings, you can read their energy, you're an empath. No big mystery there. I talk about that all the time. But claircognizance is when you have an inner knowing, that you have information that comes to you that you don't know how you got it, but it's there, and it is the truth. I've so many times the things that have come to me have been confirmed in one way or another, And the me before the spiritual awakening would have been very disappointed and sad about the people that I had high hopes in that had disappointed me or had turned out to be unsavory. But now I'm just very much a realist about it. It is what it is. God showed me for a reason, and a big part of why He shows you is because you're free of that. You're free of that. He's just proving it to you. Stand in your power. Don't let anyone talk you into 50 million new chances. As soon as they show you, walk. Deuces is a wrap. You don't have to confront them. You don't have to be mean to them. You don't have to say anything at all. I love not saying anything at all because for me, as a Libra, we are so loving, and that's what the full moon was in. So I'm really excited about the changes that came with the full moon because it's a lot about relationships and love and just being in a whole new vibe. Venus was retrograde for a long time, and it is not anymore. So that's going to make a big difference right now with this having a full moon. Venus is Libra, by the way, but a full moon in Libra and then Venus not being retrograde anymore. I am so, I'm feeling that shift and I love it. That is a welcomed one, but it came after all of that back to back energy changes. And so sometimes I will just sit it out. I will just let everything happen out in the world without me for a while. But when somebody shows me who they are, I thank them for that. I thank them that I don't have to spend one more minute thinking that I owe them something or that they deserve another chance when it just is what it is. Just be happy and just be thankful and let that be an intuitive moment that led you past that. Because God will set your table. God will, reveal things to redeem you. He will show you who can't come with you. He will show you who not to let play in your face if they've deleted you or they have, told you to go radio silent when you were just trying to get help and trying to speak your truth. Those were never your friends. Those were never your friends. And don't spend one more second letting them act like they were something. Don't let them spin the block on you. Um, they had their chance. They had their chance and they showed you what they would rather do. So go with that. Always go with that. And pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your inner knowing. Pay attention to those gut feelings. Don't let anybody minimalize it. Or even the couple that I stayed with when I talked about my dreams. The dreams don't mean anything. Yes, they do. You're just afraid of what my dreams told me about you because I had told the guy that in putting that gun in my hand that I would prefer that he go and wipe it off because I wasn't going to be holding any guns. I wasn't going to go. They wanted me to go target shooting with them. And even though I had a gun permit and, I'm pretty good at that, I didn't want to be anywhere near a gun. And I definitely didn't appreciate them throwing a gun into my hands, walking into the door, not saying a word after church. Who takes guns to church? But they do. Yeah, but I asked him to wipe the gun off because I didn't appreciate that. And I didn't, the dream that I had told me that I didn't know what he was going to do with that and why, that it was so weird. And he was like, dreams don't mean anything. No, my dream did. And you said that they don't mean anything because you don't want me to know what your motives are. And they're not good. They're not good. There was a whole reason why this couple asked me, let me flail and beg for donations for 3 weeks before they offered any help because the CPS train was already in motion. They knew my son was going to be taken. And I pretty much knew too. The day before they called me, CPS had called me again, and I, for 24 hours, purposely didn't return their call because I knew that it was coming to a head. I knew that we had been lucky with that 3 weeks that we had each other, and we had just switched to a new motel that had an indoor pool. And I wanted to spend that day with my son. And we had an awesome time swimming together the day before they took him. And I'm glad that I ignored that phone call for 24 hours. But because I had that phone call and because I know what happened after that phone call, I knew that that couple knew after everything was said and done that he was already going to be taken from me before they even offered me a place to stay. Offering me a place to stay was just to try to control me and know what my next moves were going to be and try to put me in a compromising position. If someone had already gotten me in a compromising position, like the people that were trying to get me arrested, whom my family already put on my channel, that I had been arrested when I had not been arrested, that confirmed that my feeling was true about how that's what they were trying, but this couple wouldn't help me with that. They would help me with everything else, but they wouldn't help me with that. And then when it came down to it, they were trying to do the very same thing to me. And that's why I had to get out of there. So, God always makes a way, and He'll always reveal what you need to know. So move with Him, listen to Him. If He says go, you go. If He says wait, you wait. But listen to Him. He's going to show you everything that you need to know, and thank them. Thank them for revealing themselves to you. People can't pretend to be who they aren't forever. Eventually, that mask has to fall off, and they will show themselves. They will always show themselves. You just have to be patient and wait. I love you. God loves you. You're never alone. I'll see you later. Bye.